Let's get things set before anyone turns up for once, shall we? Does that sound a good idea? Sunday sharp do 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 do. Sunday sharp do 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 do. Sunday sharp do 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 do. Well, I would say hello, 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 and welcome, but hello, hello, hello to those watching the replay, if there is any of you. If you're strange enough to watch a replay, let me know in the comments. Oh, we had someone show up and disappear very rapidly without saying anything, but hey ho. Where does one start a stream when there's nobody there? If you're streaming to nobody, are you really streaming? Is this one of those bear and woods kind of moments? Because you don't really want to talk about anything that you want to talk about of any consequence when there's no one there to hear it. Then you also don't want to just sit there with dead air waiting for people to turn up and say hello. Oh, someone came and left again. Uh-oh. People must be seeing me and thinking, what is that? Get rid of it. Make it go away. No. Back, back, back. There we go. I'm sure at some point someone will stay for more than a couple of seconds. While we're waiting for that to happen. Huzzah! Peoples! Howdy, Dennis, who's not here today. How is the recovery going? Are you on marathon training yet? And Funka Chunka is there, Mr. Aquafunk, driving and lurking, so don't suck. Oh, I always suck. I'm not suck as hard as Funk, but you know. Love you, buddy. Yes. To anyone not aware, Funk and I just rag on each other all the time. It's kind of our thing. It's all meant in the lightest possible meanings and with love. Well, I hope so. It does from my part. I'm pretty sure Funk would as well. I'd like to think he's more likely to hug me than punch me. But anyway, one of the two has disappeared. Probably Funk. Probably drove into a tunnel or something. Or spotted a policeman behind him. One of those. 3 times. Congratulations and well done, sir. I'm not sure I'd have been up and about yet. Well done. You always have a very good surgeon, very good aftercare, and you're doing the right things, which always helps. There's a reason the doctors tell you to do these things, because it works. But yeah, there we go. yeah, Funk did drive through under a bridge. And Yella's here. Howdy, Yella. Oh, yes, of course. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Funky. Happy birthday to you. Every day is Funk's birthday. How could I forget that? Only, as the Queen used to have 2 birthdays, if Funk has his birthday every day, does that mean he's the biggest Queen ever going? I think it might do. Oh dear. I'm going to get it in the neck for that one. How many squats you been doing today, Yella? Well, I look for the most important thing, the backy tin. There we go. You see, I sung for you, Funk. Oh, and good news. There's not many people here, but I haven't yet. What would you? Oh, still not got home. You don't squat in public? Oh dear. No copyright strikes from me singing Taylor Swift last week, so there's probably an email somewhere that's gone to spam from Taylor Swift people saying, "Yeah, we don't want to copyright strike you because we don't want to be associated in any way," which I'm fine with. All right, Taylor, call me. Almost made me crash. Oh, just wait till you get home and tell Mrs. Funk about that one. Sorry, Lady Funk. That's probably worse, isn't it? um, um, yeah, I'm trying to think of a less offensive or slightly dodgy term. We'll go with King Funk. There we go. Um, hey, I gotta have a joke. If I can't take it, I wouldn't give it. Yes, I know I'm fat. Yes, I know I'm ugly. Yes, I know I wear glasses. Yes, I know I'm going bald and grey. Yes, I have a monobrow. Um, what else? Yeah, got bad teeth. I am English. Crack when I stand up. Creak when I bend over. Then fart. Uh, Chad Kroger sang a Nickelback song so bad you can play it and not get copyright ID. So yeah, just play Nickelback basically. Oh, you see, I don't talk funny. I talk normal. For someone with the biggest mutt accent going. The older I get, the more Norfolk it gets. So won't be long before I'm like sitting here going, Yariba, you been trashing? Keep on trashing. How about them Bishy Barney bees, eh? Aluminium, controversy, garage. Yes. That's one of those ones. But, you know, you pronounce it like you spell it. So, wrong. Um, Dan's here, currently enjoying something that's alien to me. A weekend off. I didn't use holiday yet. Needed after all bruises. I'm going. Yes, piggies are quite aggressive and bruisey. Um, Good to see you. And yes, weekends off. Wonderful. People that don't work retail tend to forget that weekends off are a bonus. I've got a weekend off, for example, first one in 3 months. And it's the first time in about 2 months I've had 2 days off in a row. So, result. Not that I've been able to do much resting because lots of chores to do. Um, yes, and yes, controversy. Controversy is the correct one. Garage, garage. None of them really bother me because we are speaking different languages. Pigs didn't give me the bruises; it's the blooming barricades. Vault, vault, or hurdle. So there'll be bruises on the inside of the thighs then. Just be glad they weren't a little higher up. Or you might need a pair of these. Yes, that is my new cycling undershorts. So yes, I'm showing my boxers, as it were. My baboon boxers, yes. Just to keep the old bum a bit more comfy. They do actually wear that. You do actually wear them that way around, so they don't look quite so bad. And being an undershort, me wearing baggy cargo shorts over the top, it doesn't look like I'm wearing a full nappy diaper when I walk around. Not that I do much walking in them. But on the occasion, I do have to get off the bike and have a cigarette and a bite to eat. People, yeah, plenty of cushion for the pushing. I think that's part of the problem is because I've lost weight and I think I've lost some of it off my butt. So there's less padding there. Um, I've got to the point where the old boy don't go to sleep no more. Don't cut the blood flow off. But now the older butt arts, big one on the front, oh, big one on the yes. This is the thing with retail. You'll soon toughen up. Don't worry about it. You'll develop a nice callus. G'day, Marquis Mark, Lord of Lead, Baron of Black Powder. But yeah, you do notice if you've been working retail a long time, then you do something physical. Yeah, you notice. One reason I got on the bike and started doing exercise. Lose a few pounds, kilos, stone, and get a bit fitter because, I ain't getting no younger and this body's got to last me. I haven't figured out how to put a brain. Maybe that's what they should do. Yeah, that's an idea. Swap the brains over so you get a non-criminal type whose body is giving up. You find a criminal type who is in jail for something nasty and isn't going to be getting out. You do a brain swap for bodies. Yeah, 4:30 wake up to be at work for 6, getting used to it. Finishing at 3, you can't complain. You can't. I mean, you're probably going to bed about 8 o'clock, but still, it's because last 2 jobs I've been a late finisher, so actually last 3 really. But Drew, excited dolphin noises. How you doing? What's cracking, my friend? Long time no see. Feel free to call Funker Queen. I have been. Hope all is good in the Bishy Fizz world. Oh, good link, Sam. Thank you very much. back to school, the students tomorrow. Ah, yes, you guys break up and go back earlier than our lot do. Our schools don't go back for another 2 weeks. They get their 6 days off or 6 weeks off. You're an Ubermensch, Funk. You are Alpha. Alpha AF. Yeah, after physical, don't have a choice. Body puts you to sleep, yes. The wonderful world of the nap. You cannot beat a nap. The Spanish have had it right for a long time. Take a siesta in the middle of the day. Good idea. Yeah. I also notice that if I go for a decent bike ride, I do sleep a lot better that night. Replacement lasted 3 weeks and quit. That doesn't surprise me. So retail is not for everyone. Specialized retail is for even fewer people. And the people that do know the subject probably aren't that good at dealing with the public. So yeah, finding people who are good in an aquatic store and stick it out is probably quite rare. Unfortunately, I'm happily employed. And I've got a funny feeling Maidenhead ain't gonna pay what I'm getting paid now. Or offer the same benefits. So, you know. Plus, it's a bloody long way. Basically, an hour there and an hour back when you take the bus. I'm not cycling to Norwich and back every day because that'll take even longer. Well, I will be cycling past there a couple of weeks, so because I'd be crazy like. And this time I'll try and actually remember to film some of it. Now, whether it's the super high speed with the time lapse and the GoPro on the handlebars, or whether I stop and I smell like a bucket of armpits. Well, that's a bonus. At least I don't smell like you, Funk. At least I don't smell funky. Like a teenage boy's special sock. Nanakara anomala. Yes, there we go. Just so Sam can have a drink. I should just do a short, which is just me saying Nanakara anomala over and over again. Just so Sam can get absolutely wrecked. Yeah, the crunchy sock. The one that stands up on its own. The one that's growing its own ecosystem, even. See you later, Funk. Drive careful. Hugs to the lovely lady. How she puts up with you, I have no idea. But yes, actually, what's been going on in Planet Sharpe this week? Well, no deaths, which is a bonus. Fishy or human. Sold some this morning. What was it? It was 30 common Bristolies, 10 super reds, 20 Limian, 60 Ramshorns. So, you know, I like selling Ramshorn snails because it is money for nothing. I don't get my chicks for free. No luck on the acquiring new fishies. Fix my internet. My internet's working. Hello, Debs. Yeah, so no losses, no new fishies, unfortunately. They didn't have the ones they thought they had. They probably already sold them and just not realised. Problem when an LFS has hundreds of tanks and several employees, they don't always write down exactly what they sold. Although it does seem that the super reds are starting to sell a bit better, so that's a bonus. I still can't get over the fact that I get 3 times as much for a super red as I do for a common, and I don't take any more raising or breeding or anything. Ooh, pardon me. But yeah, so I took 20 adult limia out of there this morning. Couldn't tell. I could have probably taken 60 out of there and it wouldn't have really noticed. But you know, we reduced the bio load by 2 feet, which is always a bonus. Now I do have an idea. All right, rams suck. Rams suck as hard as funk does, mainly because they just don't survive in my water, and I'm not going to faff about and do another soft water, black water tank using butt water. So I was thinking possibly a pair of Bolivian rams, as I hear they're rather more robust. Sticking them in a fluval flex with a breedy pair of bristly noses. I think that should all go okay, because the bristlies don't bother anyone, and I'm pretty sure the rams wouldn't bother the bristle noses. And I'd have to move Mr. Pisto, but sure we can find somewhere to put an Odopistogramma. Unless, of course, I happen to visit that LFS that's closing down soon next weekend and they've got something suitable. You never know. But the other thing I'm going to do, probably in a couple of weeks when I got my week off, is strip down, completely empty that fluval flex, desnailify it, by which I mean remove the snail straight, and then basically rescape it, change the substrate out. I've got a bucket of black sand that's been sitting under the kitchen sink for a year or so. Forget where that actually came out of. I think that might have come out of a shrimp tank. But yes, so we'll rescape that with sand and sort the plants out because the crypts are gone a bit crazy and the Anubias is monstrous. Just tidy it up a bit, make a bit of room, and find a nice flat rock to put in there for the possibly Bolivian rams to spawn on, or if I get a pisto, another Missy pisto or two, and leave cocoa huts in there because they do like those for spawning. That's about all I can really do other than female bristle noses. If they had the ones they thought they had. They thought they had a snow white female and they thought they had a calico super red female. Calico super red. So I was going to put the calico in with the super red Fred and then move on one of the white in with an L144 and see what turns. Could get an interesting mix of different types of platelet, or they could all just be common. So, you know, you never know. I'm not a genetics master, so I just stick things together and see what happens. Oh, how can I fix Sam's internet? With the power of the mind. There we go. Just a bit of channeling Uri Geller there for anyone not actually old enough to remember him. The man who did more for the man who did more for destroying any kind of paranormal research than any other man in the history of the planet. Poof! How'd I get here? Tommy! How you doing, you sexy beast, redhead? Redneck even, you? So we were having a chat earlier this week, and Tommy was saying he's a redneck. So who am I to argue? After all, he does spend most of his day wandering around barefoot in chicken muck, doing good, hydrating, then heading back outside. Ooh. Not hydrating, but heading back outside. Outside is overrated. Particularly in Texas weather, ginger neck, yes. That would be a neck beard, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I've spent plenty of time wandering around in chicken poop, but I always wore wellies or gumboots because you know that's a particular kind of squelch between the toes you don't want. And when you're dealing with chickens in the numbers I used to deal with them, there's a lot. Especially when they realise that they're about to kick the bucket, they tend to vacate their bowels fairly rapidly. Not something I do all the time, but if I've got to run out there in a hurry, I don't look for shoes. At least leave a pair of Crocs by the back door, Tommy. Even I leave a pair of Crocs by the door, just if I've got to go out in the back garden, I just chuck them on. Then get my feet stung by nettles and brambles and bitten by God knows what insects are out there at the moment. Share away, Mark. Share away. Thou art moderators. If you have linky poos to share, share them. I think it's I don't get upset by it. They're right by the door, but I think about it half a second and think, F it, I'm going. Fair enough. It's easier to clean your feet anyway than it is to clean shoes. So, have you got like a cattle trough by the door on the outside so you can wash your feet before you go back in? That's the real question. Oh, and good news, Tommy. No copyright strikes from singing Taylor Swift last week. Black Powder Aquatics debut video. Awesome, everyone. If you're not subscribed to Black Powder Aquatics, which is someone we might know, you might recognize their voice, I suggest you click the subscribe button and then watch that video once we're done here. I shall be. So I've got a funny feeling there might be things going boom. As long as it's not quite as ludicrous as the other boom video I was watching earlier in the week. What nonsense have been spreading? Nothing. Just about your ties to all the global conspiracies. About how in a previous life you were Mother Teresa. It's all hogwash. Yes, all hogwash. Got to wash your hog, definitely. Especially before you shave your hog. But then you only shave the hog if you have the right kind of hog. There's a very, very few species of hog that you can actually use the bristle to make paintbrushes. It still is used to this day. And if you get a good flagged and tipped bristle, it will outdo any synthetic brush there is on the market. It's that simple. Now, Aquafunk's more the Dalai Farmer than Llama. My hog is dirty and unkempt. Well, that doesn't surprise me. Well, I never really thought of you as the guy to sling your leg over a hog. But then if you are the Dalai Farmer, then slinging your leg over some heavy agricultural equipment like a Harley Davidson, yeah. Ow. Why did I put socks on? Oh yeah, that's because of Sam. Don't want to give him impure thoughts that my feet might be naked. Yeah, when Triumph can build a bike that's more technologically advanced, Harley got a problem. But one of them secretly wants to build tractors. Had pigs when I was a kid, huge pot bellies. Oh yeah, they get big. There's the dog groomer that I was saying about last week that I've been watching a few videos from. She was grooming a Vietnamese pot-bellied pig. It didn't like the experience, and it let her know. But then when the owners came and they tried to put it back in the back of the station wagon, oh, did that kick off? Sounded like a scene out of Deliverance. And I don't mean there were banjos playing. Yeah, they get big. The Chinese brush hogs. Yes, actually, it's all come from China for centuries. They're not fat and heavy like a potbelly pig. They're more of a wild hog type. They're like 5 foot long, 3 foot at the shoulder, and 2 foot across. I could ride one quite easily. As I say, we had a taxidermy version at the brush factory I used to work at. And some employees wouldn't go into the room that he was in because he scared them. It's like he's been dead for a couple of centuries. He's not going to do anything. And he's in a cage. You know, he's not going to hurt you. Oh well. I mean, it's a bit different when you happen to wander in there in the dark, or when someone had moved him and you didn't know they'd moved him somewhere else. And Just wander around the corner in the dark, and there's a giant hog stood there. It was a bit squeaky, but fraction of a second, and he realised what was happening, and that's okay. Morning, Horace. Yes, I used to speak to the stuffed hog. I speak to all the animals. Cats, dogs, cows, sheep. If you have a ghost cat, why not a ghost boar? Exactly. Well, I think the ghost boar might have caused a few more issues than a ghost cat. Might have done a bit more than pull the occasional airline out or play with their catnip toys. I certainly don't want a ghost boar sitting on my bed. Yeah, I don't want to know how big those would be. And judging by what I've seen coming out of the pigs that live around here, by which I mean we're surrounded with pig farms in one direction, chicken farms in the other, and yes, pig farms that way, chicken farms that way, arable that way, pig farms, and then forest that way. And then there's random fields of cows and sheep and all sorts. Probably some llama around here as well, or alpaca. What a load of, yeah, exactly. Well, at least it wouldn't be a pile of bull. It would be a pile of boar. There. Howdy, Mal. Yes, Derek Okora made a second coming out of Ghost Pets. He did. But the weird thing is, no one's heard from Derek Okora for quite a while now. If I saw a ghost boar in my bed, it would be mine. Yeah, it would be too for me, I think. I don't have a problem with Ghost Kitty. But yeah, Ghost Boar might be a bit. Exactly. You should have come through. But what was that, Sam? What was that? There was a little Victorian girl and a Native American. Okay, and oh yeah, and in 1837 on December the 12th. Yeah, I got that. There was a house fire, and the Native American died trying to save the Victorian girl. Right. Okay. And then the rest of his tribe were put to death for setting the fire because they found his body there and they thought he was responsible. Yeah, that's a Derek Okora kind of thing. Oh, thank you very much again, Mark. The generous donation of memberships. Howdy, Andrew. How's you? Yeah, the episode when he got caught, that was hilarious. And there were people who were upset that he'd been set up to be caught and that he shouldn't be questioned. And they left the show notes lying around in an envelope that basically said show notes. And yeah, he read them, but they were fake show notes, if I remember right. They weren't actually about the history of the actual place. It was stuff they'd made up. And he suddenly starts coming through with all that kind of stuff. Quirkies either here or just got another free membership. Quirky is here. And Mandy's here. Hello, my darling. How is my favourite red panda? And Greg is here as well. Oh, all the cool kids are turning up now. Funk's left. Ooh. Yes. And I nearly made Funk crash his car, so we're all good. I am as well as can be expected for, fat, miserable, overweight, unfit, middle-aged English person. So yeah, we like to grumble, mostly about the weather, which I'm going to do because it's too bloody warm. Went out to do, what did I do, 8.5 mile ride yesterday. I came back wetter than, well, Stormy Daniels. And it wasn't raining. Super sweaty. But then, the reason for the strange distance and the relatively short ride is I just wanted to get up to the 100 miles for the month. So next target is 150 miles to cycle in August, which we've got 11 days. So, that should be relatively easy. Put in 2 weeks of cycling to work, that brings me up to 118. So he's got 32 miles to ride on the off days. I think I can manage that. Weather dependent, because if it's really hot and nasty, I'm not going to be wanting to go for long bike rides. If it's nice and cool and cloudy and damp and moist, then I could probably do that in 1 or 2 rides. But yes, I think we might work for a couple of 16-mile rides. One this Thursday and the next will be next Tuesday. That'll bring me to 150 miles for the month. Oh man, he's been a member for 15 months. Thank you very much, Lee. What else has been going on this week? Video. I remembered to upload a video this week. Ooh. At the St Mary the Virgin Church in Eccles, which is like 4.5 miles away. Very pretty little quaint village church with all the birdies singing around it. And thankfully, that time I visited, there weren't any strange monks chanting in Latin inside the church. It's a very pretty, peaceful little place to go. Might find myself riding past it again fairly soon. How come we can't type a message with our member milestone chats in your streams? Is the way to turn it off? Pass, no idea. It's not something I've set or unset or anything that I'm aware of. That's a techie thing. I don't press buttons unless I absolutely have to. It was bad enough last week when was it last week or the week before where there was the update with the new. Obviously, we had the mid-roll live stream ads thing for a while, which I turned off because I'm not that big of an ass. And then it came up, and you had the option to do auto or manually place. So I thought, well, if I set it manually, then I won't have to put any in, and that's worked. But I have no idea about the messagey thing. Perhaps at some point, if I remember to look, I might do it. Same as at some point, I might even upload the burping man emoji. Yeah, it was a close run thing there, Mal, last night on Aquarium Daily, Andrew's stream on the quiz. Some rather interesting questions. Possible it's a UK thing. I have no idea. No. Luckiest man won. Oh, back home now. Don't forget to twerk up and down. Sharpe is pantsless right now. Want a bet? I'm wearing shorts, not pants. I'm wearing boxer shorts and cargo shorts. I mean, hey, at least I didn't decide to pose in these things. Yeah, I nearly stuck that lit end in my mouth. That would have been interesting. Yeah. At least I didn't pose in those. You know, because that would have been fairly grim, wouldn't it? I mean, no one wants to see me dressed in butt pads. Quite well. If they're for your butt sit bones, then they got to be sack pads, haven't they? So, quite why you need sack pads, I don't know. Prosthetic butt, exactly. It's so I can walk around in public and look like I shat myself. Which is why I went for the undershorts, not the lycra ones. That is all you wear, because nobody wants to see my religion. And I would rather not walk around looking like I shat myself. That happens often enough anyway. Yes, not entirely sure. I think it's going to take a bit of getting used to. It kind of feels weird having butt padding that moves about. Not sure. Maybe a bit of tape and stick them on. Or perhaps I just need to get one of those big, fat, plush, cushy sprung saddles to make things a little more comfortable on Mr. Buttocks. Oh, what a gent. Yeah, you can get the baggy shorts with the pads, but I've already got the baggy shorts anyway, so may as well just get a pair of padded undercrackers. But yeah, so the time, I mean, if anyone actually sees me in lycra on a bike, yeah, that'll be the day I'm going to go play on the train tracks, because this is never going to look good in lycra. And it looks bad enough in loose fitting cotton. Why do you think I normally wear black? It's not for the contrast. Ugh. Yeah. So it's one of those things is you get the bike, you start riding it, and then you figure out kind of what adjustments need to be made. So do I need the bars higher? Do I need different pedals, different saddle? It's mainly the contact points where you contact the bike and where the bike contacts the road, but I've not had any issues with the tyres yet. They just bog standard 40mm wide, semi-slick. You see, you got Mandy saying she'd pay money to see me in full spandex. You got Andrew saying he'd see me in like a run the other direction. And Mr. Moist Hose, our wet socks, is thinking, what the heck have I just turned up to? But yeah, I mean, sports bra perhaps, but you know, certainly not any actual lycra. But then if I'm wearing lycra, Andrew, I'm going to be able to go quicker on my bike than you can run. I promise you that. And the other one is if I start shaving my legs for that little extra aerodynamic effect. Yeah, like I'm actually going fast enough for shaving my legs to make an aerodynamic difference. This being curvy, and this is actually more aerodynamic than a skinny person with abs. You know, with a flat stomach and a flat chest. And this is curvy. Air flows around it better. At work doing the books and needed a break. I don't blame you. Doing the books, ooh, that sounds like the kind of thing I'd enjoy. So it's got to be awful. And I do it the old-fashioned way with an actual book and a pen, because you know that way works. Yeah, golf ball effect is new. So if I develop cellulite all over cellulite, and then just cycle nude, would that be the most aerodynamic version of me possible? Oh dear. I think the general hair everywhere else. Sometimes it sucks to be the king. Yeah, this is the problem. The buck has to stop somewhere, Al. Do wonders. Uh, no. I still think a body swap, or you know, just swap my brain into another body would probably be simpler than trying to get my body looking any form of good. Just preferably not a body with facial tattoos. Oh, Tommy's lurking and working. He's back to shoveling chicken poop. Or he's got the power tools out. Which says we better not make anyone laugh, because laughing and power tools is a bad combination. And also, hail to the king, baby. And everyone in chat knows exactly which movie that quote came from. Because I think everyone in the chat has probably got that DVD and VHS and Blu-ray and has watched it about 3,000 times. But hey, that's groovy, baby. Just don't make me show you my boomstick. And anyone who doesn't get those quotes is going, what is he on about? I'll wait for someone to do the obvious and put the movie in the chat, because come on. Give me some sugar, baby. Exactly. Tommy knows it. Andrew, which movie? Yeah, the one person who probably hasn't seen it. Klaatu Barato. One of the funniest movies you'll ever see. Come on. Come on, someone. Put Andrew out of his misery. Add it to the long list of movies he needs to watch. I can't even see my copy from here. And I could even show you the case and it wouldn't give it away because I've got the posh version. I've got the version which Tom will probably swear at me for. So yeah, let's grab the DVD. The dust and the cobwebs, and mind you, it's kind of apt. Come on. Oh, if no one's going to put it in chat. Evil Dead 3. The Medieval Dead. Army of Darkness. Yes. I have the proper posh, squishy Necronomicon case. Evil Dead 3, Debs. Trust me, you'll love it. Although, think about it. Ash and Austin Powers aren't too dissimilar, really. Both completely inept and cowardly. Starring the man, the myth, the legend, the chin, Bruce Campbell. You never heard of Evil Dead? Oh dear. It's not even one of those super cult movies that only weirdos like me and Tommy have heard of. Mark's not seen 1 or 2, let alone 3. Well, 2 is pretty much a remake of 1. Mal read the book. And Sam's done 250 squats on my face. Thank you. Thought it was getting a bit salty around here. Yeah, Evil Dead 3 you can watch without having seen the first 2, really. You just have to understand why that he's got a chainsaw for a hand and just deal with it. It's gory, but it's funny gory. I take it we've all heard of Sam Raimi, the director. He's done some very big, very, very high budget, very famous movies, which I can't remember right now. But Evil Dead is where he started. Low budget 80s, almost homemade kind of movies. But awesome. It's more grossed out than just gross. Yeah, great movies anyway. See if there are any other obvious, awesome horror type movies that anyone should be watching. Sleepy Hollow, definitely worth a watch. Pardon me. All these people have not watched the classics. Well, then there's me saying I've never watched or read a single Harry Potter. And I think the only thing I've ever seen Daniel Radcliffe in was The Woman in Black, which is supposed to be this big, scary Oh, it's a really scary horror movie. It was rated 12, and there was one minor jump scare, and that was it. So, really? You think that's scary? Allow me to introduce you to Cannibal Holocaust, or Last House on the Left, or hell, the original Child's Play, or The Exorcist. Um, Slight aside from that, because I just said I've got Sunshine up there, starring Gary Sinise. I think he was in that. Might need checking. Was he Mission? No, he was Mission to Mars, wasn't he? Sunshine is Cillian Murphy. Anyway, Gary Sinise, aka Lieutenant Dan, aka Mac from CSI New York. Um, he does a lot of work for veterans and going out and entertaining the troops, as it were. I've seen a couple of videos about that this week, and again, the only salute I'm actually qualified to give to Gary Sinise for all his work in that. He seems a thoroughly decent bloke. Speaking of a Daniel Radcliffe movie, Horns is very close to the book by Joe Hill, believe it or not. Ah, cool. I've not read the book or seen the movie. I'm still waiting for a decent movie version of a H.P. Lovecraft story, apart from Reanimator. Shadow over Innsmouth should be fairly easy to do, I'd have thought. Obviously, things like the Crawling Chaos, and there was a Colours Out of Space the other couple of years back, starring Nicolas Cage. Salem, aka the cat from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Don't watch horror movies, but then again, I don't watch many movies. Well, you have the lovely Donna to watch and all your fishies as well. So there we go. Whew, got away with that one. Oh, there we go. I managed to time one perfectly. It's kind of disappointing because I had really quite loud wind most of the day, but it seems to have eased off now. Yeah, I'm just a fan of horror movies, always have been, and horror stories and books, and yeah, anything grim and nasty like that. I even enjoyed Human Centipede, and most people really didn't. I was young. I think I'm the only person that sat there and ate through the whole movie. Yeah, just I still haven't found a horror movie that scares me. Stories, books, you know, there's been a few of them that have kept me awake a little bit, but I've still not found a movie. And yes, there are bubbles. Yes, the airline is connected directly to my backside. And yes, that fish is floating. And it's a limia, so it don't really matter. Carrying the jokes on from previous days' streams. Shall we look at some fishies? I think we should. Do you think that's a good idea? It'd probably help if I hadn't sat the computer down on the camera cable and then got the camera cable all tangled up with everything. But yeah, it really doesn't look like I took 20 adult Limia out of there this morning, does it? It's still all over the place. Oh, there's Spotty down there somewhere behind that leaf. You can just about see his tail. There he is. Here he comes. Attack that dead leaf, Spotty. Happy Cara. Black neon, there's still one in there. Wowzers. I didn't realise there was. Oh well. There we go, we have a black neon. More Happy Cara. Oh, Corey's must be away nomming. Oh, here he is, he's out now. There's Spotty boy. We have refilled and reset the coffee table tank just in case we got any new fishes today, but we didn't. Oh, angle up, angle up. And L144 butt. And all the Shelly dwellies. Hello, Adele, my dear. How are you? You gorgeous Shelly dwellies. Or as Adele said, perhaps Shelly delis. And the bubbers down the back there somewhere. There's a few dozen of them, but they're all hiding at the moment again. Oh, we have the pelvic chromis suboffalatus. Some of the fry in there that we took out because Missy Quid's getting rather feisty again, so usually a sign there's more on the way than usual. Bristlies, more bristlies, serious bacterial bloom, more bristlies, and over in the far distance, Flex is going to need stuff still. Doing good. So up in panel with Mikey B and Jimmy P. Hi, Mikey B and Jimmy P for me. Hope all is well with them. And KJE Aquatics, how you doing? Hope all is good. Thank you for doing algorithm stuff and being here, Adele. Just being here makes my heart sing. Oh dear. Tell Jimmy he's old for me as well, will you? So yes, there's some fishies looked at. So where were we? Where were we before we were there? Itchy nose again. Ah, that'd be why. It's because I forgot to take the antihistamines this morning. What a silly Sharpie, huh? Oh, let's put a light on. Yes, there's still pollen about, so pardon me, my nose is clagged solid again. And I want to claw my eyeballs up because they itch. But other than that, all good. And Linkbot's turned up. Hello, Linkbot. Oh dear. Sorry, Linkbot, you're too late for that. We've got more thumbs ups and peoples. Random. I would say random rock. Joke, joke, joke. Ha ha. I would say random rocks on the carpet, but I'm pretty sure I know where they came from. So glad to have this stream in the Fish Fam community for being here. Yeah. I'm glad for the Fish Fam community being here. I'm always glad that anyone actually turns up. Because I've been doing this slot for quite a few years now, and there always used to be people before me and people after me, and then people change around and do things at different times, or stop streaming, or stop YouTubing, and it's like, huh? All of a sudden, there's just like nobody, then me, then nobody, and it's like, okay. I think there's someone who goes after me. I just can't remember who it is now. Sorry. My brain has a very limited ability for storing new knowledge. The old knowledge stays in there, but the new stuff tends to go in one ear and out the other. Or it goes in there and I don't recall it until I need to recall it. Fish Fam link calendar. Find out who's on next and when your favourite Fish Fam member is live. There we go. What wonderful moderating. Thank you very much, sir. I will helicopter at the back door for you later. Do you want me to wear my new padded pants while I'm at it? Oh dear. Anyone else that would probably cause upset if I just said it or said it to them, but you know, I think most people realise I'm just joking about all these things. It's just picking up when I'm serious about something. Ooh, have I ever heard any good Karen stories this week? Because Karen stories are always good. Probably have. They just, again, don't come to mind because brain like a sieve. Eric's on afterwards. Mr. Furlough's Aquatics. Not to be confused with furlough, F-U-R-L-O-U-G-H, which is what most people were on a few years ago. Well, in the UK anyway. Yeah. I mean, only I could spend 9 months out of work and then get a job 3 days before lockdown starts in a job that doesn't get furloughed. YouTube reset chat for no reason again. Thank you. Don't understand why we do this. Yeah, how annoying. Because, you know, stuff worked. Why did you need to update it or change it? It's like most of the time there's an update for anything. It's entirely pointless and doesn't do anything that you really care about. Or it gives you options you didn't need and you don't want. And then you just got to click more buttons to turn them off. It always puts them on automatically. You know, I don't want to know. I don't need to do that. No. And then the thing you did use, they take away. Grr. Yes. A linky poo for Fishy Fizzers Educating Future Fish Keepers Fund on Cash App and PayPal. Okay, which one of you Shelley Dwellies has got wind? It's all right, just watching a shell dweller fart. Almost as funny as watching a nerite snail do it. Because the nerites do lift the back of their shell up slightly just to let the gas out. It's always amusing. Yes, if you watch closely enough, you will see your wet pets pass wind. Another thing I saw, a couple of things I saw today in the LFS while we were down there. The Asian arowana that they had in, the one that's about yay long, that's £2,000. And then there was another one, a giant gourami that someone bought in, which someone had dumped in a local canal. They saw it swimming around in the canal and managed to catch it and brought it to the LFS. Yeah. So, yes, someone bought a giant gourami, didn't realise how big giant gouramis got, put it in their tank and it grew big, and they decided to dump it in a canal. If you know anything about UK canals, they're not fish safe places. I mean, thankfully they did it summertime, so it was kind of warm enough for it not to just go. But I mean, no, it was a good 18 inches long, and there was also someone bringing in while we were leaving. Yeah, giant gourami, face only a mother could love, exactly. But bless him, he didn't deserve to be dumped in a bloody canal. Geez, even our native fish struggle to survive in our canals. The more toxic waste dump you won't find in the UK, and I'm including Sizewell B nuclear power station in that, and the outflow from my toilet. But at least he now knows what scooters look like, what shopping trolleys taste like, and what car tyres taste like, probably. Yeah, there was also someone bringing in, it wasn't a common plec, it was another one that was going to get a lot bigger. Was it a rubber lip? I was bringing in a pleco that was like that big. He got too big for the tank. They'd already phoned up, and the LFS said, "Yeah, we can take it for you. That's okay. We'll find it a new home." So they brought in this honking great plec of some description. It might have been a gibiceps. It had a fairly large dorsal fin. I didn't see it that well. And so they hand it over and leave. Said the guy behind the counter, "And how much is that going to be on sale for in about 5 minutes?" Yeah, you don't want to know. Mm-hmm. Howdy, Ricky. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Oh, the sugar gliders all fed. Well, see, the thing is, Mal, if Ricky had been there, he might have taken some points away from me, and it might not have been quite so close. It was close at the end. You got the goldfish question and the bonus. Sisters in town, so you're out with her. So on your best behaviour then. Well, not your normal behaviour. You got the questions you got. Well, I got the questions I got. It was just I got lucky again. That's all it is. Same with any quiz like that, is just luck, blind luck, as to whether you know the stuff that's in the questions. If there had been questions about soap operas, I probably wouldn't have got them, or reality TV shows. And usually I'm really bad at anagrams as well, so how I got that one so quick, I don't know. Had to be best behaviour. Someone said something to me, I did not reply just by looking at her face so she doesn't get offended. No, it doesn't get ashamed. Yes, so I say sometimes it pays to just bite your lip and not be your normal self. I, yeah, I just try not to react to anything and anyone most of the time, because it just annoys you. The Shaq so question was a rip off. Well, yeah, I mean, ocean, sea, underwater, and the Yellow Submarine one, yes. Was it the single was 66 and the movie was 68, something like that? Something tells me I Googled when was Yellow Submarine released and got first answer, which was when the movie came out. Um, oh well. Yeah, you know what? I think I might have to do a quiz one week just for a laugh, see how it goes. I mean, it wouldn't be high tech like Andrew's quizzes. It would be me with stuff written down on a piece of paper and then keeping score on another piece of paper. Because, low tech. Both TV and phone not liking today's stream. Random. That's probably because the FBI are tapping everything for you. Although this being international, it might even be the CIA or the MFI, which is another joke that only Brits will get. This girl, apparently she was in my city and she was in my uni. Turned out really beautiful in acting in the movie. Didn't know she was in my uni and what she's doing. Asked, do you remember me? I said, no. Are you sure? Yeah, that's fair enough. Because, some people just aren't very good at faces, and if there's been quite a few years in between, people do change. Um, so I said, no. He said, is there something wrong with you? I wanted to say something's wrong with your face, but I didn't say anything. Well, lip well bitten. You stand a chance. Well, it depends on the kind of questions I use. Poor NSA agent needs emotional therapy. Yeah. I mean, I'd feel sorry for anyone who had to go through my Google search history. Oh boy. I'd probably give them breakdowns going, there's nothing in common with any of these things he's Googling. How can I figure out what he's doing when nothing adds up? What do you mean? Well, one day he's Googling naval shell sizes, and the next day he's redheads, and the next day is ancient and abandoned churches, and then Fart jokes. Wonder if the joke bot works in here. Apparently not. What kind of shoe? Oh, it does. What kind of shoes do ninjas wear? Sneakers. Or what kind of shoes do gingers wear? That'd be even better. Green ones to go with their eyes. Why did Billy get fired from the banana factory? He kept throwing away the burnt ones. Oh my god. Is Fish Fam Link actually George RB3? Or have they just bought the same joke book? Bless him. I'm not knocking George at all. He's lovely. Sister's now a big deal fashion designer. Recently worked with Bouncy. Made multiple dresses for her. Maybe change what I was wearing. MK is not good. Yeah, this is the problem with fashion-y people, is they think that what the people they hang around with reflects on them. No, it doesn't. Matt just keeps adding more dad jokes as he finds a good group. Yeah, you can tell by just looking at me I don't do fashion. And half of what I see as people wearing is fashionable these days. I look at it and go, that's not very comfortable or sensible or useful. And it's like people who don't carry a wallet because they don't want to put it in their pocket. That's what pockets are for. You know, got the phone in their hand constantly because they've got nowhere to put it. Wear a pair of jeans or cargos. You've got plenty of pockets. I served people, like when I was working in the convenience shop store, go with 7-Eleven. I served people like a small bottle of drink and a packet of sweets or a packet of crisps. Now wearing a hoodie with one of them big pockets on the front, you can get both your hands in quite easily. And they've wanted a bag because they've got nowhere to put it. I'm like, just stick it in your pocket. Oh, nah, I'd rather have a bag. Not really. You'd rather pay 20p for a plastic bag just to hold a packet of crisps. Yeah, fair enough. And then I get weird looks when I go out with a rucksack. So, well, I'm going to buy stuff so I can stick it in the rucksack. Does that not make sense anymore? See you later, Marco. I would say have a good day at work, but hopefully it's not hell. Choo choo. Dun, 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Don't understand fashion. Do wear branded stuff, but I get why I like. Look at a specific brand to it exactly. Yeah, I mean, I don't, I don't necessarily buy branded stuff because, you know, half the time it's way costs way more than it's actually worth. Um, you know, I just buy clothes that are comfortable and work. Knocked up Monday. Oh dear. Just don't set. Just don't send two trains down the same line at the same time. You'll be all right. Um, Yeah, fashion. No, I just don't get it. Um, does it fit? Yes. Is it comfortable? Yes. Is it practical? Yes. Is it in a colour I like? Black. Yes. Is it right size? Yep. Good. Done. Here's my money. Bye. 'Cause, I don't. I don't really just. I mean, I never cared about it. Closest I got to being fashionable, I suppose, is wearing rock band type T-shirts or graphic tees. I think is the correct term. Band shirts. Although if I say band T-shirts, then that makes me think of some of the ones I've got that I can't wear in public. Um, they were possibly acceptable in the 90s. You could get away with some of them, but yeah, I think these days Karens would Karen, children would scream. New dress she made for Cardi B, whoever that is just a glorified hoodie. I'll say this, she's not going to talk to me for a week. Yeah. So it's basically a long hoodie then that barely covers the butt, is what I'm guessing. Yeah. I don't know. And women's fashion is something I just have no clue about because, you know, generally what fashion designers and fashion people think looks good doesn't. As you said, it's a new design fashion dress or blah, yeah, and as you look at it, it's just like, yeah, that's just a long hoodie. Wedding dress, wedding song is going to be WAP. So I misread that first time and thought it was FAP. So I'm old, so not going to happen. But if Mary and I were to tie that knot, it'd probably be White Wedding by Billy Idol or something by The Wedding Party. Yeah, it's just art. Not everybody is going to love everything. Ah, right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, some people look good in a hoodie. Others, they're just wearing a hoodie. There was one young girl I saw out today wearing what I could only describe as a boob strap. She could have been any more than 13, 14, and yeah, it was just what looked like an elastic strap that went around her chest in public. And it's like, okay. And Sam's retracted that message. Called a bandeau top. Ah, fair enough. I'm Yeah, but bandeau as in bandolier. Well, bandoliers go diagonally across. This one was just like a boob tube but smaller. And it's like, yeah, you're not the age where A, you should be wearing one of those, and B, in public. I could maybe understand it in a gym, but at that age, you shouldn't be going to a gym. What do I know? You're getting old when you see a pretty teenage girl wearing very little, and you think, ooh, put it away. Um, or, wonder what your mum would look like in that. Yeah. See, is this another one of those patriarchy things where men's clothing is just so much simpler? Even just measurements is simpler. It was Coco's 1 year death anniversary today, so I had the last ceremony. But because I can't drink today, so according to my culture, the next race starts at 3:45 a.m. Okay, so at 3:45 a.m., Ricky will be uncorking a bottle of whiskey. So I got the term bando dress from, I think the style was similar enough, it transferred over. Yeah, I think boob strap is a better name. How come when I got out of prison, women started wearing mom jeans up to their rib cage? That's because the women you were looking at were probably mums. At least it weren't the old man pants, trousers that come up to just below the nipples. And somehow the zip still goes all the way down. So, where do they get these trousers from, these old men? Because I've not once in my life seen a pair of trousers with an 18-inch zipper on it. I mean, really? Why? Or is it because they? My theory is because the generation before was wearing a 2-inch zipper, low-rise pants, and each generation has to swing the pendulum as far the other direction as possible. Probably a good point. But I mean, personally, I prefer the 2-inch zipper and the low-rise pants. Although, again, looks good on some people, not so good on others, especially with a thong. Because when you pale and you're in a black thong and low-cut trousers and you're rather wide, it does look like a whale tail. It looks like something's breached. Chose to take my leaves on Monday and Saturday Saturday and Sunday from my office, so no work in the morning. I can sleep. Yay! Howdy, Matt. Oh, you can wear a thong any day. That thong's the thong, thong, thong. And yes, that is about as up to date as I'm ever going to get with music. And oh, oh. Well, if he wears it backwards, at least if he poops himself, it'll catch it rather than slice it in half lengthways. And you just get a bisected turd just plop on the floor. Ugh. Yeah. Hmm. I just can't believe I actually sang a Cisco song. That's even worse than Taylor Swift last week. Yeah. Christ, next thing I'll be doing Kanye impressions. Hmm. Yeah, Kanye. If you ever catch me doing Kanye impressions in Lycra, then yeah, feel free to shoot me. Although, if I did do a Kanye impression in Lycra, then that would probably be my most viewed video ever. Um, Fat British white guy does Kanye impression in Lycra. Yeah, that's going to go viral, isn't it? Hmm. Was it Kanye with Mary J. Blige that ruined the Sting song? Was it Every Breath You Take they did? Or in a onesie and singing. Lycra skin tight one. You know those body condoms that some cyclists wear? Yeah, get halfway through singing every breath you take and then slip into some anti-Semitism. That'd be about right. So I don't even own a onesie because too warm. Let's be honest. The only time I normally wear clothes is either out in public, or when Mary's around, or on camera. Other than that, how do people pee when they wear a onesie? With difficulty, I'd guess. I would hope they have some kind of butt flap, maybe disguised front flap. And the mad mower himself is here, Tom, but I don't want to mow grass today. My mower says, "Let's go, Tommy boy." Yeah, I don't want to mow grass. I'd rather smoke it. I mean, I've got to admit, the temptation to accidentally spray a whole load of weed killer around the back garden is very high, but I don't want to kill the pond off. Because not only are there frogglies in there and all the bugglies, and there's also four very fat and happy comic goldfish in there. Well, as long as you're not in the middle of a storm, Tom, that's the main thing. We don't want you getting struck by lightning. We, we, we don't need another fish family that's been struck by lightning. It's, two of us is enough. And Alex did it properly. Oh, come on, I live in Texas where it's currently a heat index of 111, about 44, and I'd still rock a onesie. If I wore a onesie in that kind of temperature, it would be dripping wet. You can get awesome tattoos, yeah, you can. Look up Kigurumi pajamas. I don't even do pajamas. I only wear a t-shirt in bed when it's really cold. And I'm talking like -5 or below outside is when I might wear a t-shirt in bed. And that's only because I don't heat my bedroom. Um, I mean, in the past, I've had nights where I've had to wear a t-shirt and a jumper and a hook beanie and all that kind of stuff. I'm guessing they're kind of perverse as they're Japanesey. Um, but that was when I had single glazed wooden framed windows. It has to be a onesie made of thin linen, but I'd find one. No doubt you would. And when you do, send us a picture. You're not a furry when you wear it, you're a fleecy. Ooh. As lovely as fleece is, again, I can only wear it outside when it's really cold. And I think there was like 1 week this year I actually wore jeans to work. The rest of the time is shorts. Main reason because they heat it at work, so it's nice and comfortable for everyone. I'm like, it's too hot. Um, yeah, so back when it was the single glazed windows with wooden frames and a bit drafty, and you get the ice on the inside of the window. And I've got the double glazed PVC units in, which are virtually hermetically sealed. And yeah, suddenly my bedroom got really freaking hot. So I'd start leaving the bloody windows on the latch most of the year round. And then in the summer, I had to pop the loft hatch open to let the heat up there as well. Just have to be a bit careful I don't get the bats coming down. The last thing you want is chasing a bat around the bedroom at 11 o'clock at night. That would not be fun. I got his blankets with the armholes, looked comfortable. Wasn't. The back was open like a hospital gown. Yeah, they're okay if you're sat in a chair and you're not going to move, but yeah, the second you get up, yeah, I'd rather just have a blanket, a fleece blanket that you can wrap around yourself. Or failing that, if it's really cold, a sleeping bag. You just pull it up and hook it over your shoulders, and you sit all nice and snug. And then a few months later, when you decide it's time to wash your sleeping bag, you find out that probably the bottom half inch of it is full of cigarette ash and crisps and peanuts and bits of food you dropped that went down it. And it's got a little ecosystem living down there. Oh, that explains the rash on my foot. Poncho, yes. I have a rain poncho for when I'm on my bike if I get caught out and it's really hossing it down. I haven't actually got a device here I can Google kigurumi. Yeah, slanket, they're the ones. The sleeved blanket. Yeah. So now I'm guessing that a kigurumi pajama is based on a costume of a anime character. I only use a poncho when I go to the jungle, else I use an umbrella. Yeah, I mean, I'd use an umbrella, but they don't really work on a bike. I mean, I've not had to use the poncho yet, but I've got it for if I do need it. If it's just general gentle rain, then I ain't bothered. I'm wet anyway. So it cools you down nicely. Or I just find somewhere to shelter and stop. It's quite simple. It seems to be an alien concept for some cyclists, the concept of stopping, taking a break. But it's one of those things like I always have a spare inner tube with me when I'm on my bike. I always have the rain poncho. I always have a small first aid kit. Always got my tool set, little mini tool and a couple of other bits, tire levers and stuff. So if something happens, like something comes adrift undone, I can retighten it and carry on. Or if I get a puncture, I can just change the inner tube rather than sit there trying to find the hole in the inner tube and fix that roadside somewhere. I'd rather just change the tube and fix the puncture when I get home. Don't forget to bring a towel. Exactly, you always need a towel. And I do have a small fleece microfiber towel that I do take on long rides. Well, if you carry a large first aid kit, yeah, I'm usually, touch wood, usually pretty safe on a bike. So it's mostly things like Imodium, paracetamol, ibuprofen, a couple of plasters, bandages, cold pack, safety pins. Actually, where is it? Let's go grab it. Ugh. we go. Little dinky first aid kit with everything I need. Even got a little torch attached. Whee! So here we got bandages, gloves. I'd actually more likely to use those if I had to take a wheel off and stuff like that. Surgical tape, taping my fingers together when I break them. One of those things you can stick in your mouth to do mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Quite how I'm going to mouth-to-mouth resuscitate myself, I don't know, and I'm pretty sure that anyone who finds me isn't going to know that I'm carrying a first aid kit. A whole bunch of plasters or band-aids. Antiseptic cleaning wipes. More cleaning wipes. Emergency foil blanket. Maybe that's for someone you find. Yeah, well, I try and stay away from people. Gloves, good idea for a first aid kit. And the one that's probably going to be the most useful for me, chemical ice pack. And yeah, there's some safety pins in the bottom. So that, and I've got a little plastic pot for the various pills I take as well. But yeah, pair of gloves, bandage. That's enough to see me through most things that I wouldn't call an ambulance for anyway, or survive long enough to be able to call an ambulance. So it's got a belt loop, but it just goes in my ruck bag because most of the time I don't wear a belt. Because I'm able to buy shorts and trousers that are in the correct size for me, so I don't need a belt to hold them up. Only odd thing I carry is a battery-powered venom extractor. Yeah, well, it's not really something we need to worry about in the UK. I mean, if you manage to get bitten by an adder, you're having a really bad day. Impressive, having no button on. Yes, thank you. Missing something to sew myself up. Yeah. Yeah, usually got something I can gaffer tape myself back together with. Around the pump, I've got a little mini pump that attaches behind one of my water bottle cages, and I've wrapped some gaffer tape or duct tape and electrical tape around that. So if I need to tape something, I've got that. I've got cable ties or zip ties as well for the odd occasion that you might need those. But then if I've got all my camping gear with me as well, then I've got like 60 feet of paracord, so it should be okay. If it's any kind of crate bite, the extractor the person's still going to be dead without the antivenom. Yeah, I mean, it's not really an issue for me to stay away from snakes. It's quite easy. I think I've seen an adder twice in my life and a grass snake 3 or 4 times, and slow worm once. And I'm not an outdoorsy type person, but I'm not an indoors type person. I do go out into the wilderness of the UK. I mean, let's be honest, the most dangerous creature I come across on my travels is a cow. By a long way. There are more people that die in the UK because of cows than any other animal every year. I think it's something like 18 people die a year from being trampled or crushed by a cow. Yeah, when I see something, so I think, "Ooh, snake! I'll catch it." Yeah, my first thought would be, "Ooh, snake! Stay well away from that." But generally, UK snakes will they'll hear you coming and hide. So it's very rare to actually see them. I mean, the most dangerous thing to me when I'm out and about is a wasp. But again, if you don't annoy the wasp, it won't sting you. It's just something people seem to not understand. They'll see a wasp and they'll start going, "Ugh, wasp, wasp, make it go away, stress it out," and then wonder why it stings them. Whereas if you just go, "Oh, wasp, I shall back away from it slowly. I shall move away from where the wasp wishes to be. Okay, now I'm safe." Really quite easy. He says, "Last time I got stung by a wasp, I was fishing, but that was my fault because I had an open tub of sweet corn that I was using as bait and loose feed, and it was summer, and I stuck my hand in there to grab some to just flick a bit out, and yeah, I picked up the wasp that was in there." I feel like I'm smart in most life or death cases, but if I did see a bobcat or a mountain lion, my brain is going to think, "Here, kitty, kitty." Yeah, I'd like to think what my brain would probably do would be, "Hello, putty cat. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. You good putty cat. Yes, you are." As I'm backing away slowly. "It's okay. Good putty cat." But you know what they say about mountain lions? What do you do if you come across a mountain lion? Wipe it off and say you're sorry. A lot of bat stuff when I go to the UK conservation websites. Spy things, too many bats. Mm, there's not actually a lot of bats. And there's 6 species, but they're not common. And most of them, body wise, they're the size of a mouse. Um, I've got pipistrelles that live up or roost up in the loft. So once every year or two, I go up there and get the plastic bag that is underneath where they roost and clear it out to get rid of the poop. But yeah, then they're not a problem. They're not going to bite you or attack you. You just see them flying about eating moths, which I'm all for. And yeah, you just stay well away. Um, Most churches have bats in them. Well, generally, most older buildings do. But if there are owls around, you don't find bats. Because generally, the owls will eat the bats, especially barn owls. I think the bat sonar doesn't actually pick up a barn owl because they're too floofy. Sort of like absorbs the sound rather than it reflecting back. Bats that come here roost in the cotton tree are bigger than Pomeranian, easy to carry small dogs away. Yeah, exactly. As I say, our bats, the bodies are literally like that big, and the wings are like that big. They're teeny little things. Craigo, how the devil are you, sir? Hope all is well down there. Hi to Belle as well. Give the dog a fuss for me. I'll say our wildlife is nothing to worry about. If you're from any part of the world that's got dangerous wildlife, you'd love the UK because we don't need to shake our boots out. We don't need to shake our clothing out or our bedding out just in case something venomous and nasty has got in there. There's nothing worse things you got to worry about in the rivers and the ponds are human feces, maybe needles. Yeah. And also, the most dangerous animal we have is the cow. Only place worse than Texas is Australia. Yes, exactly. And the only place better than the UK is New Zealand. And from there's mosquitoes and leeches. Well, mozzies aren't really a problem because we don't have yellow fever or malarial ones. And the leeches, oh, if you just don't go wandering around in stagnant water, you're okay. And then you just stick some salt on them and they let go. Um, Sauce, there's leeches in my pond. As I found out when I went to clean out the pump. So I just stuck some salt on my hand and they all fell off. But anyway, looking at the time, my time is up. I have done my 2 hours again. So thank you for everyone that showed up. He's left, but thank you again to Mark for the membership gifts. Most appreciated as always. Complete brain fart moment. There we go. It's come back again. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Have fun. Stay safe. Peace out. Rock on. Bye bye. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Mondays suck do 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 do. Mondays suck do 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 do. Mondays suck do 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 do. Ah.